Hi, thanks for spending some time with me again today. We're looking at a very famous solo from Gershwin's American in Paris. This is one that many of you know. Many of you may have had an opportunity to play it, which is a great thing. It's a wonderful piece of music, and there's an awful lot of music in this trumpet part. But the part that most people want to hear on an audition is this lyric solo, which is you might refer to it as the love theme, and kind of a rollicking solo in a jazzy, syncopated style. So many of you are familiar with this, like I said, but I'm just going to play through and then show you a couple of things that hopefully will help you in your pursuit of excellence when you're working on this. So the first thing is, you got a regular trumpet, in this case a C trumpet. Many people play this on B flat, it's perfectly fine, but I like the C. And what a lot of people use is this. And it's a bag that goes around a bottle of Canadian whiskey. Probably be pretty expensive at this point since we're in the middle of the tariff season. But you just need to make friends with the bartender, and they throw these things away. And so when they get a new bottle, maybe you can get a free felt bag. Now, I think a lot of people have experimented with the right tools to use, and this has come into favor, and it's kind of become traditional. There are other ones I'll show you in a second, but I'm just going to play through the solo using this. So that solo has a little different style than most of the orchestral literature, which is why it's on a lot of auditions. Now I played it with the Crown Royal bag. Pardon me, my voice is a little bit off. I've been running all day and trying to calm down enough to be able to actually do this video. Now this is an unusual one. This is homemade, and I got this idea from a colleague of mine in the Boston area who is a very creative person, and he said, oh, it says felt crown. So he bought an old kind of floppy felt hat, and he cut the bowl part, the crown, if you will, of the hat, cut the rim off of it, then he cut a bunch of holes in it. I don't know if you can see this very well. And the holes allow the sound to get out a little bit more easily. So the bag, that muffles the sound to some degree. This, not so much. So you can probably hear a little bit different sound. It's more open, but it still has that covered sound. If you do it without using any kind of a sound modifying device. And it's a much more direct, kind of focused, brilliant sound of the trumpet. So this makes it a little smokier. Now there are other things you can use, and I'm sure some of you creative people out there have actually come up with your own methods. This is going to depend a lot on the hall you play in, the acoustical circumstances, and what you need in order to make it sound right out in the audience. Here's something that I picked up a while ago. It's kind of a strange little device. It's just a piece of felt with a couple of little pockets in it. So I'm going to use the smaller little pocket so it doesn't fit too far over onto the bell, and see what that sounds like. So I don't like this as well. I don't know what it sounds like on the mic. I'll check that out later, probably before you ever see this. But it's great to experiment. And there are many examples in the literature. I'm not a lover of mutes. I'd rather play the horn open because it feels better. Acoustically, it just works better. So I'm going to play another little solo for you now that's from this piece, which is an allegro. It's at bar 57 if you have the music. And this is a little bit controversial. And you hear people say all the time, well, how should I play it? Should I swing it or should I play it straight? So of course I have to play it both ways for you today. Let's see. I'm going to think about it. I'm just going to play it the way it sounds to me. It's kind of rollicking, kind of rough. Got some water in the horn, as usual. Okay. Now, I kind of like that, but it all depends on the circumstances. And you're working with a conductor. The conductor may say, I want it swung. Then you have to interpret that. What does that mean? I think everything should swing, to be honest with you. I think Bach swings, you know. Wagner maybe not. But you can always find some swing in the music if you look hard enough. Here, it's written in that syncopated style. So what's really important about this, for those of you who are studying the piece, is its accents. It goes like, da 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 ba da 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 ba da ba da. See how I'm dancing? That's the main thing that's happening with the music. Otherwise, it's just kind of arpeggios. It's that, the sound, the inflection, the articulation, those ingredients that make the music, that give the music its character. And that's what's fun about playing this. So your job in the orchestra is to bring your idea. And then, as this happened many times with conductors, the conductor says, trumpet. No, 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 no. That is entirely wrong. And then they try and explain, usually fail in trying to explain what it is that they want. Then you have to guess, and you have to do something completely different than what you did before. So I'm warning you, those of you who are looking at professional orchestral trumpet playing, be ready to do whatever you can to understand the imagination of the conductor. Even if he doesn't seem to be helping you, it's your job to help him. And it's really good to keep that perspective when you're playing. So somebody says, well, I want it to be like, you know, like the movie version. It's like it's just heavy, heavy swing. Now, I'm not sure I could do that. I'm going to try. Let's see what happens. Now, that's hard because I haven't practiced it. I'm going to try it again, but slower. Now, I'd have to practice that more, obviously, because I almost never play it that way. Now, something that you folks who play jazz, you probably already know this, but it's great for everybody to listen to, is swing does not mean a hard da 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 kind of a limping triplet-y kind of feel instead of straight eights. Swing is a thing that has to do with inflection and articulation. And there are jazz players. I could name some. I think Ornette Coleman is a pretty good example of this, but you know, I'm no expert. I'm not a jazz historian. But if you listen to these different styles, some people swing it and they don't distort the rhythm at all. They're just, and I feel more comfortable with that on this particular solo. And it comes back again. Yeah, I'm going to play the next version of it, which is after 62. So it's just a little bit higher, same idea. At the end, however, there's a trill. And Some people don't like trills very much. That's understandable. And some trills, as you know, if you've tried them, are more awkward than other trills. So let's just see what I can do for you on this. Now granted, that trill, that sound that I'm making there, is not the most important thing going on in the music. Bo-be, do-dee, do-dee, do-dee. There's a whole highly syncopated rhythmic thing that's happening in the background, and that's where most people's attention is going to be. But it is important. So if you're an ensemble player, you want to bring, how shall I put it? You want to bring character and musical intention to everything that you play. Even if you're just playing, let's say you're playing the second part on a Beethoven symphony. You have an extremely important job. You're reinforcing the rhythm. You're supporting the sound of the upper octave that the principal trumpet player is playing. You're playing with the timpani and often with the horns, so you're blending sound. You have a lot that you're actually contributing, and that's always the way you want to think. So what am I contributing with this trill? The sound of the instrument, the sound of the trumpet, and of course that very vivid texture that you have. But it's only marked mezzo forte. And a lot of people play this as if it was a solo. It's not. So when you get in that situation, you want to go like, how does this support the main event that's happening in the orchestra musically at the time? It's a great way to approach this stuff. Now, I could go on and on about this piece, and one thing I will mention to you is there's a lot of stuff in it that is pretty tricky. And it might stress your technique a little bit, but there are these little things scattered throughout the piece. So those main solos, that's not the whole piece. You have to be very diligent to look at all the music that's in the part, especially if you're going to be playing an audition. You may never be asked to play the rest of the piece, but they'll be able to tell you immediately whether you know what you're doing in terms of playing in an orchestra by listening to how you play the things that are not the important parts, like what I just played for you. Let's see if I can give you an example. Yeah, there's an example near the end, and to be honest with you, don't know if I can do a great job on this, but it kind of returns to that original, cheerful, happy, bouncing down the street kind of music. And this is at 74 if you have the music. It's a little sloppy. That spot tends to be sloppy. I'm suggesting, it's just a suggestion, go practice it. Just go. Nope, last two are tongued. See, it's a little slippery. And it really, if you examine why that's difficult, and you start to practice it, transpose it to different pitch levels. So you have different fingerings, you have different feel from the way the horn responds. And then one more suggestion, then I'll let you go practice. What I always do, even though sometimes it's the most difficult thing to do, is I just see if I can slur it. Now I have the line of tone unbroken, continuous with a sense of momentum, forward motion that's going through, and it's totally steady. I get that from the slur, and then when I'm articulating, I'm not bouncing all over the place and losing control. So you see how just that little bit of practice helped to kind of bring it into focus for me. Okay, now I know you're itching to go practice, so I'll let you do so. I hope you enjoyed today's session, that you come back and enjoy me later on. And feel free to explore the channel. There's a lot of stuff on there, and I put things in playlists so you can take a look at them and focus on the things that you particularly are interested in. Okay, have a great day, and I'll catch you later on. Bye-bye.